Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited to be here again. I have our amazing coach, Judy, with me. Thank you, Judy, for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone.
Yes, it is exciting. Today is are you off today?
I am.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful day. And we have a beautiful topic to talk about. Are you excited about the topic?
Yes, it was unexpected, but I'm excited
Yes.
to talk about it.
Yes.
That's a great topic.
Yes. So I said the title of the live show today was called Belief Before Commitment. Belief comes before commitment, but we know that we can't get started until we bring ourselves here. How about yourself? Are you here, Judy, Coach Judy, or
I could use a little focusing.
yes,
Yes, it's been
realignment?
hmm
How many times did you think about the past?
probably three or four. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually cried today about thinking about all the past, believe it or
Oh,
not. I
that's
had an
sweet.
emotional day. That's okay. It's good. Cry is good, right?
It is. It helps you move forward.
Yeah,
You
and
can let it.
it releases all the stored stuff. So I had to release some stuff. So I've always shared everything, so I'm going to share that I cried earlier today, and it was very good. It felt very good for me. So how about yourself? What were you thinking about? Something good or bad?
Something frustrating. Um, just thinking about things in the past and how some of them are still occurring.
Mm-hmm.
How I wish I could go back and change it so that today would be different.
Yeah, I wish that too, but unfortunately we can't. Can we?
We can't. What's
No.
done
And then,
is
yeah. So why do we waste so much time? Because our brain likes to do that. Our brain likes to pull us over there, and brain likes to be stuck in the past thinking that it's going to do something about it and keeps us occupied where I could do something about it right now. If I'm
right.
here and right now I can do something about it, but it doesn't allow me. It pulls me over there to the past. So what can we do? We have to let it go and tell our brain that I'm in control of you, not you are, and let it go, let go the past, but take the lessons, right?
Of course. Yes.
Yes.
Learn from the past for sure.
And take the lessons. So that's what I did. When I was crying, I took lessons from every single spot I stopped. My brain made me stop in too many different time frame of my life, and every place I stopped, I cried. And then I took the lesson from it. I saw the lesson from each one of those. That was easy to move away from it and come to now and here.
Mm.
And look at me. I don't even look like I cried, did I? Do I?
No, you don't, and you don't feel you don't sound like you were crying. And I want to be
Exactly.
sympathetic to you, but you don't sound like
No,
you
I don't.
need sympathy.
Yeah, somebody might think I'm faking it, but no, I don't look like it because I was immediately able to bring myself to now and here because this is where I can move forward, right? This is where I can create. Why would I be in the past when I know I can't change? I can't create anything. That's waste of time. I would be sitting here next year crying about this year. Don't you think?
I do. I
Yeah.
also think that our brain seems to allow our past to take over when we're at calm and at peace.
Yeah.
If there's not enough in our brain, it tends to bring up old things for us to worry about and rehash instead of letting us just be and be at peace and relax.
Yeah, exactly. So what else do we do besides going to the past? Our other beautiful thing our brain loves to do is go to the future.
Yes,
And we tend to believe that it's good to go to the future. It is good to go to the future, but spending all the time in the future again doesn't create anything. We're just dreaming
right.
and we're not being productive with it. And then a lot of the time, what happens is we don't even think about the future with the fresh stories. We actually project the past and then love to think through those.
Yes, we try to bring our luggage into a future that
Mm,
we actually have minimal control over. If
mhm.
and all we're doing is, as you said, keeping the past impacting us in the future
Yes. So
negatively.
what? Yeah, exactly. So what type of future am I creating if I'm projecting my past to it? It doesn't make any sense. Like I already don't like my past. Now I want to create a future based on my past. That doesn't make any sense, right? So again, future is available to all of us. We can set some intention, and the only thing we can do is release it, bless it, release it. It's available to you. So don't focus too much about creating, because that ability we don't all have, right? None of the humans have the ability to see what's going to happen in the future. Like we don't know. It's just there for us. That's all we know. So
Yeah.
why not bring our hands together? So when we bring this hands together, this is such an important anchor for all of us. And when you bring it to here, you're now bringing everything, and you're telling your mind that, you know what, I want to focus on now. I want to focus on here. I want to be present. And when you say that, that's when you can learn. All of us are learning every single day, right? There's so much to learn in life. We're always learning. And this is the place we can live. Try living in the past. You can't.
And Kohila, it's also right here and now is also the best place to have an impact on our future.
Yeah, exactly. Because I can do some stuff here, right? I can get some stuff for my future to happen. Yes. And then also, this is the place we can lead. And some people say, I'm not a leader. You are a leader. We are all a leaders. We're leading our life, and we're leading those ones, those people we love, and those people we care about. So we're always a leader as well. We're leading something or someone. So therefore, you are a leader. So this is the place where you can do that from. Try doing it in the past. It's not possible. Try doing it in the future. It's not possible. This is the only moment we have. So why not come here and now? And what other things do you do, Coach Judy, to bring yourself here and now? Is there anything else besides talking to our brain?
I breathe, I stop, I pause, breathe, and then move forward calmly. Not move into the past, not move into the future, but I move forward calmly in the present moment. And I look at what needs to be done now, who I can impact now, and I let the past and the future go in the moment. I stay with a deep breath to relax my body and focus my mind. And then I work within the present moment.
So let's do some breathing. Let's do 3 rounds. So what do you like? Inhale for 4. Which one's your favorite?
I like to inhale for 4 and then hold my breath longer so that it can gather in my mind. It's gathering all of the negativity and tension in my body. It's like it's running around, grabbing everything while I'm holding my breath. And that way I can have a bigger release of everything I need to let go.
So how many counts should I hold for? 6 or 8?
I prefer to do it for 8.
Okay. And then release how many counts?
4.
Okay. Okay, let's do it. This is different. So let's go inhale for 4. And hold for 8. And as Judy said, Coach Judy said, gather everything that you don't want in your body, send that air and shift the energy and bring out all the negativity, any toxic stuff you've been trying to hold. Gather them all up, and now let it go for 4. Out through your mouths. So let's do it again. Inhale for 4. Hold for 8. Hold and gather all the negativity, any stress, any fear, any worry, any anxiety, anything. Just gather them up and then bring them out and release out. One more time. Inhale for 4. Hold again from your toe all the way. Gather anything you don't need in your body. Your body is not for storing garbage. It's a beautiful place. So let's not keep anything. Gather anything and everything from your arms to your neck. Bring it all up to the top and let it go through your mouth. Amazing. How do you feel, Coach Judy? How are you feeling?
Relaxed and focused.
So today's topic, it might not be for everyone, but you must believe either God or universe or somebody is higher than us. What do you think, Coach Judy? Somebody is bigger than us, right?
Yes. I believe that there's that God is watching what we're doing, seeing what we're doing, protecting us. I believe that He is everywhere
Yes.
at any given time, and that He loves us dearly.
Yes. So today I had some moment of reflection. As I said, I also cried. So there was a lot of reflections and a lot of things were being stirred. So I was thinking, we say we believe in God. Have you said that yourself? I believe in God. God.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I have.
But then I'm just going to share mine and then I want you to share your side, Coach Judy. So I was saying to myself always, I believe in God. Then I said to myself, you know what? I trust God. I started then saying, I trust Him too. I believe Him and I trust Him. Then last November, I had the opportunity to surrender to Him. But even then, since November to now, I've been feeling like drifting a little bit, and I was still not in alignment with God. There was something missing. Then I kept saying to myself, you know what? I've already believed in God. I already trust Him. I've already surrendered to Him. What else is there to give? What else am I missing, right? So I've been searching in my head, and every time I pray and every time I write, I've been thinking, what is it? What is it? What is it? And I finally had this real shift yesterday that I'm not committed. That the last one was commitment. You know me so much that you know how committed I am in serving others, right?
Yes.
It runs in my blood almost. I can't separate it. And then I served my family always. There's not a day that I would never not, like anyone else as well. So both of those, I was very committed to doing it, but I don't think I'm committed to God yet. And that was my biggest thing today. Was in this Sunday, I finally are gonna fully commit and be baptized and be a servant to God, because I already doing what He gave me, right? My purpose I'm living. He has given me the purpose to, you know, to serve this coaching program, and it all came from my death experience. So I am already living, but that commitment was missing. And when I got those all together, I feel today very in alignment and whole. So what was your experience, Coach Judy? So then we can go a little deeper into what all of this mean.
I committed to God when I was 8 or 9 years old. And I've lived my life focused on God, but of course, life has a tendency to pull our focus to other areas. Um, I've backed away. I've come back and needed more involvement. I've needed to feel Him more in my life. Sometimes I felt like I had been abandoned, but I'd learned over the years that it wasn't that I have been abandoned or that I wasn't in touch with my spirituality. It was that I was waiting and expecting my faith to take care of me rather than me having faith in my beliefs. If that makes sense.
Yep.
Now
So-
I've learned that I can walk outside and when I need to feel that connection, when I feel I need that extra spiritual hug, if you will, I go outside. I have a very large garden type property. I go outside and I just look at creation. I just look at creation and the faith that we have in our world that the flowers are going to bloom in the spring. The leaves are going to fall. All of those things happen in a cycle.
Yes.
And it reminds me that in our life, in our spirituality, we have cycles. And we need to become aware of those cycles. Like awareness is so huge in everything that we need to do. And once we're aware of it, we know how to approach those changes and highs and lows that we go to.
Yes. So, some people who are watching, you might not believe in God, or, you believe in universe, or you believe in higher power, whatever it is, that relationship is powerful because that's the only relationship where we're so true, right? Because there's no hiding. Like
Right.
in other relationship, of course, you got to be true, but you don't share everything with everybody, right? Every feeling, every thought,
No.
it's not ever shared. You're not even with your husband or wife. You don't do that. With your kids, you don't do that. You love them, but you wouldn't share every single thing that comes. But with God, it's that infinite connection that it's always shared. It always feels like the more you get closer, it feels like it's almost like you live with them, live with God, right? God is part of your conversation almost every single minute of your life. I mean, that has how it has become. Like, I don't feel lonely. I have somebody to talk to, right?
Yeah. And we need to have, listening to the things that you had said, um, it made me think of faith. And faith can either be active or passive.
Yes.
When we're in a moment of passive faith, we don't feel and sense that whatever higher power we believe in is having an impact on us.
Hmm.
We need to be active in our faith, meaning that we need to stay in awareness. We need to look toward the things that we believe and actually have a faith in that, not just a saying it, but we need to have an active faith.
Yeah. And also for me, the part I said the last November was the only time I surrendered. It's because for me, like when I was growing up, I'll ask you about your parents modeling how God was too. Whenever I was growing up, my mom would always pray God. She always prays like twice a day, right? And she'd sit down and pray, like she takes the time to do it. So she even has a room where she'll do that, right? So, but always she cried though. Every time I looked at my mom, she would always cry to God and say, "Please help me, please help me." So looking at her, I thought, I don't want to pray like that to God. It feels very helpless. This is what I took as I was growing up. So that's why it took me so long. I believe, I trust, but I couldn't surrender. Surrender mean I felt helpless. I'm giving, like, I can't do this to some other powerful person saying, please do it. And I felt like that's not what God wants. God wants me to do it. He wants me to execute things. He doesn't want me to always looking up to him going, please help me, please help me, please help me, right? I don't want to do that. So that's why it took so many years to surrender. But that's not really the surrender is, right? So I had the definition mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I was looking at my mom, seeing that helplessness went towards, oh, surrender meant helplessness. And I don't want to appear like that to God. I actually want to show him how strong I am. And I want to take actions and show him that I can do things, not ask him all the time for that help like my mom would ask. Right. So then when I had to surrender, it was almost like he had to help me. God had to help me to surrender. He's like, why are you suffering with not surrendering? If you just surrender, you just feel so good. Like it like almost liberated me after that. But I was fighting it until the last minute. I would not surrender. Nope. Nope. So is there anything like that in your childhood? You watched your parents or someone in your life modeling that affected?
Well,
Or
I was raised going to the church every time the doors were open, but faith was never really talked about. Prayer was never known. I was brought up that your faith was very, very personal. And so as I went away to college and started visiting different churches and kind of exploring things on my own, I realized that faith is not showing up at the right times at the right places. Faith is connection, personal connection. So now looking back, I even wondered if I had ever really surrendered myself because I had never felt that personal connection until I was about 18, 19 years old. But now I don't worry about being in the right places at the right times. I'm there when I can be, but I am very focused on my personal connection. And that's given me a great deal more faith, actually, in the whole, yeah, just faith overall.
Yes. Beautiful. So then, why did it take me all this time to commit? Let's talk about the next stage. So then I surrendered. Then I'm like, okay, it still doesn't feel right yet. Right? So just since yesterday, I felt this, I need to commit. I'm not committed. But like I pray, I talk. I'm always with God. I mean, I'm so closer to God than anywhere than where I live right now. That is the reason why I'm here in this place right now where I live, is because I feel so close to Him. But then I still couldn't commit, because commitment, I don't know what I associate that with, but I think it was my busy life committing to everyone else and everything else.
I, if you don't mind my saying, I think it also has to do with the fact that you're an extremely bright and intellectual person.
Mhm.
And sometimes having faith in something does not intellectually feel right.
Mm.
So perhaps that might have prevented you from fully opening yourself up to that relationship.
See, you just brought so much clarity already. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it is true. Because I like to, I've always been analytical, right?
Mhm.
But since surrendering, I think, no, I think I don't, sometimes I don't even know the answers and I'm like, okay with it. Before I wasn't like that. I had to find it.
Yes.
Like I have to figure it out. These days I can go to bed saying, you know what? Some things I can't solve. I just have to let it be.
Mhm.
Right? Before I would actually stay up to figure it out as if it was in my own hands, everything, the answers, and which made my life so stressful, right? Of course, none of the answers are in your hand.
Right.
And somebody told me to say that, Kohila, some problems are your size, some
Mhm.
problems are God size, and God size problem, don't even try solving it.
Right. Right. And our solutions may not be the solutions that He wants us to have,
Yes,
because He knows what's coming and we don't.
yes. So let's talk about faith. So what is, like, how do you define faith? Faith can be defined in so many ways for the person, right? It's a
Mhm.
definition of a person. It's like success. If you ask
Yeah.
somebody success, what is success? Everybody's going to have different definition for that, of what success looks like for them. What does faith look like for you?
I've used this word a lot with you, but faith to me means peace.
Hmm.
It means that I can trust, I can have faith that somebody with a lot more power than me is looking over me, a lot
Hmm.
more power than my husband or my kids or other people who want my best interest. There's an entity that has my back like nothing else in this world can. So
Yeah.
for me, it's just a feeling of peace.
Hmm. So if you ask me, faith, I used to long time ago when I had the trust and the belief. I would say, if you ask me what is faith, then I would say it's giving your power to someone else. Honestly, that's what I would have said. That's what I would have said. Until I surrender, that's what I would say.
Did you really mean giving your control to someone else?
Yeah, like control power, like you can't make the decision. Like you're not living as you have control over what's coming up or what you're gonna do. It's like I have faith. I have faith. It's almost the helplessness definition, right?
Yeah,
They were
that
kind of so
control
in.
is what keeps many of us from feeling that we're in control is huge to us here on earth, because there's so many things that we can't control.
Yes, yes. But now, over the years, that's not my definition of faith. But there is this, like, a lot of people have struggle with faith, right? Because letting go that, okay, it's not something I can solve. There's a higher power that's going to look after this. I just have to wait and see what the result is. We can't do that. We try to go for the what is it? What is the answer? Like where's the result? Or I need to know. Like our brain nags, right?
Right.
When we want to leave it to faith, the brain goes, no, I need to know. And then you have to settle the brain. So now I know that it's not in my hand.
Mhm.
It's nothing to do with that. The faith is always has to be strong no matter what, and leaving it to God. And some problems are not mine to solve.
Yeah.
I really live with that a lot firmly. Before, it was very hard for me to accept that. Like, and also, my one of the popular quote that I always used is, everything is solvable.
Mhm.
So everything is solvable, then why is there an answer? And then, because being a math person, there should always be an answer here. If I work through it, there has to be an answer. Why isn't the answer here, right?
But
So
with faith, sometimes what the answer, the solution, is a higher power than us.
yes, exactly.
Sometimes it is not within us. It's
No,
the solution is faith.
exactly. That is the
Trust in
answer.
the unknown.
Yeah, that was something I had to learn over the years as well. Trusting the unknown and leaving it in the unknown, and
Mhm.
learning to be patient, right? That's something I've had God even send me message to be patient, have patience,
Mhm.
and things are gonna work out. Like, just relax. How many of us live with that I need to know, energy, right?
Mhm.
Hard, but not that's not me now. It's been a long time since, and then since the surrender, my life is like, yep, God knows what He's doing. I'm just gonna follow the lead. I
Yeah.
can say that now with confidence and with faith. So, is there anything that happened to you that made you like really get close to God?
There was a huge rift within the people close to me,
Mm,
and I felt very, very alone. I
mm,
felt abandoned. I felt like I wasn't who I thought I was. I felt like I was a worse person than, and I thought I was a good person. And that situation made me feel like a horrible person.
mm,
Um, that wasn't a feeling I couldn't deal and live with those feelings anymore. So I went outside and I opened up. I
mm,
listened to the wind. I listened to the movement around me, focused on other senses than my anxiety, and I talked and I prayed and I yelled and I screamed and I let everything out of my body. And I had the realization that other people's opinions do not make up who I am.
yes.
God makes up who I am. My faith, my trust,
Mm,
and being willing to accept His guidance is what makes me who I am.
mm.
And I let it go.
Beautiful.
I think about it, I get upset, and I realize, you know what? Those decisions were on them.
Yes.
I've apologized if I had any part of it so that I didn't have anything weighing on me. But the tension of other people's is not mine to carry.
It's beautiful. Yes. And God will look after them too, right?
Yes.
That's the other thing that I have to tell myself all the time. It's not yours to take care of.
Right.
That's why there's somebody bigger than you to take care of everyone else. So you can let them be taken care of by the higher power too. You have to.
And I've had people say, I've never felt like God has spoken to me, or I don't feel like I get an answer when I pray. But He speaks to you. He speaks to everyone in different ways. He speaks to me through the wind, the birds, the trees, and
Mm,
bush that may be all of a sudden, or a tree with leaves blowing when there's not really any wind. Um, I try to tune into that, and that's how I feel God speak.
mm,
Other people, it might be a butterfly. seeing their grandmother who's gone, her favorite bird. You're not going to hear an answer or a response or guidance from a higher power unless you've opened yourself up to receive it.
Yes, absolutely. So mine has always been my incident of trying to end my life and coming back from it. Just so knowing that how special life is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just coming back and knowing how special it is and how your brain can be such a bullshitter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it bullshits so much that the night before it told me so much crap, to making me committing that. And then the next day it was right opposite to everything it told me the day before. So I said, wow, you betrayed me. You're not a friend, because I used to think my brain was my friend. We would talk so much, we planned so much, we talked, and it would bring me so many evidence of why my life was not worthy of it. And then the next day it's bringing me all the opposite of how wonderful this world is and how stupid I was to even think I don't need to exist. Like, I'm like, who is this person talking to me?
Yeah. It's
Right?
very nice.
Yes. So that's where everything that I created and anything that I have now comes from all of that experience of really meeting God and knowing that how powerful the brain is. That was what was gifted back to me, is that one thing. Just know that you can control your brain.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't control you.
Yeah.
And that is the first that was my first step forward.
Yeah. Those of us who believe in a higher power, we should also believe that there's an opposing power.
Mm-hmm.
And that opposing power tends to, at least for me, tries to control my thought process
Yes.
and my decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think a lot of what we get frustrated with and want to avoid situation like you were in, that's an opposing force. And we have to make a conscious decision to take control of our own thoughts and take control of our brain rather than allowing someone else to.
It to take over, right? Yeah. And yes, 100%. So today I really wanted to, do you have any questions for me? You can ask me too, Judy, if you have any questions you want to ask me, because this is a topic that we're both kind of going back and forth. Do you have anything?
No, I don't think so. You've been very open, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for being open too. Like, this commitment was a huge part of me not knowing that. I think, like, so far since November, since the surrender, God's been basically, I could say, he's been teaching me so many things, like, it's almost like he's like slapping me every time for the commitment that I have in wrong places, wrong people. He's been doing this, right, gently, because he wanted me to shift that commitment, because I have placed it in the wrong places.
So you're having a lot of awareness. You're discovering a lot of awareness.
Yeah, since November. So finally, only yesterday and today, I saw what he was doing, and there was few things that happened in the last few days that was more of a slap, but it was gentle and kind and loving. That how many times do you need me to tell you that your commitment is in the wrong places? And when people like us, when I commit, you commit, right? When we commit, we commit. I mean, it's very strong. There's no way anything can move that.
Yes.
And we will go through anything, right? We will go through anything to save that commitment and come out of the other end, however we come out. So he knows my power of commitment, and he said, you just have it in the wrong place. And can you see it? How many times can I show it to you, but you're not looking? Look right, look perfectly, look with your whole eyes, open your eyes. So these were some of the stuff that I was able to witness. And then, that's why I'm saying you can have belief, you can have trust, you can even surrender, but you still are divided into your attention and where you focus and how you stay committed. Finally, the commitment brings it all together. So I want to ask those of you who are watching, where in life are you holding back? You believe in God or not, but ask yourself, right? Where in your life are you holding back? And where are you choosing everything else first? And where am I still in control? Because do you remember I told you how controlling I was? Like in order to even feel the faith, I couldn't let go. What if it doesn't happen? Because if I can control it, then I could make it happen, right? Which I never had any control, but in my head, I imagined, like most people do. Most people do, right? So if you think about those three questions, where am I holding back? Where am I choosing everything else first? And where am I still in control? Then you will have honest answers as to how much faith and how much trust you have in God if you believe in it. If not, it's universe, however you want to decide, right? So I did make a decision for this Sunday, so I'm super excited.
What's that?
That is that I'm going to get baptized.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. That's so exciting.
Yes. So beautiful. And it will happen in the ocean where I love.
Ooh, wow.
So there could not be a better place.
And on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, better day.
Right.
So it all happened perfectly. I never planned it. It happened, but I did need to commit for that, right? For that, you have to commit.
Yeah.
Yes. So I am now fully committed. I fully believe, I fully trust, I fully surrender, and I fully commit. And I've done all of this in my work. I've done all of this in my relationships. Now, fully, I can say that I can do all of this for God, who has saved me and given me a second chance to live.
That's amazing.
Right? And through that, it just gets powerful, right? Anything you touch from now on, you have this infinite source of love and support that pours. Because he can't help us when we're half in, half out. Can he?
No, he can't.
He doesn't know what I want. It's like one day, what can he? He's like, can you ever decide? I'm not sure. But now the commitment makes full in. He knows.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Do you want to add anything, Coach Judy?
I would say that when you do make a commitment of any kind, but especially to God, you also have to commit to being open to what he is trying to tell you, show you, and how he's trying to direct you.
Yes.
Because if we're not open, then we're really trying to maintain control ourselves rather than letting him guide us.
Yeah, and that goes back to faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lean into faith.
Yes.
Yes. So I want to end with this. Do you have anything to add before I end? Anything powerful for Easter? It's a Good Friday.
If anyone is unhappy or feels like something's missing, we're in a time of renewal and new life, new opportunity.
Yes.
This is a great time to reach out, to show up, and to go deep within themselves.
Yes.
And start with awareness and then willingness to make some changes.
Yes. Yeah, awareness is number one.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Thank you. That's a beautiful message. Yeah, reaching out has become so hard for everybody. I have to say.
Mhm.
And I don't know when we got into this, but maybe the closure and the shutdown made everybody so private. But even like I know a lot of parents are struggling, a lot of teachers are struggling, a lot of families are struggling, a lot of people are struggling, a lot of young people are struggling, but nobody wants to share. Everybody wants to say, if you ask anyone, it's almost like, how are you? I'm fine.
Yeah, I think part of it too, aside from the shutdown and the habits of holding everything in, is that on social media, we see the best, we see only what people want us to see.
Yes.
We don't see reality.
No.
Even reality TV shows aren't reality, they're scripted reality.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's just kind of been ingrained in us because we don't want to be criticized, we don't want to be less than. We're holding ourselves up to standards that are not realistic standards of what we see on social media, TV shows, and the news.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we hold ourselves back, especially as mothers. Um, and I think even teachers do that to an extent, is we don't want to be compared to others. We're trying so hard. We don't want to put ourselves in a position for someone to point out that our best is not good enough.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
we hide our struggle and our need.
And it is becoming it's almost a pandemic.
It is. I
Because
think it's out of self-preservation, just like we know that our kids do a lot of things out of responses to their emotions and their own overwhelm, their own sense of protection. I think adults are doing it too.
yes, yeah, absolutely. So what is going to open the door for you to have that open conversation with others or with God or whoever, because you have to, though just closing yourself and continuously saying we're fine, I'm fine, is not doing anything for anyone. So that's really important. So what will open that door for you to communicate with others and ask for help? And when people do ask for help, those people around has to respect that too, right?
Right.
It doesn't mean it's start to judgment. It's not a time to judge. It's actually every one of us need help in other ways. That's why today I said I cried.
Mm.
Earlier I cried. Going through my past timeline, it made me cry at every stop.
Right. Mm.
Right. But
I
I
think
released it.
the key to change is awareness. I've said the word awareness so many times, I feel like I'm kind
No,
of
you're selling it. Now you're selling it.
but I mean, you cried. It made you feel better. Okay, that's great.
Yes.
But to learn from that,
Mm.
you looked at what was behind that.
Yes.
You cried with awareness. You ended that with awareness. You're moving forward with awareness. So we need to be aware. Why are we getting in the car after work out of breath and with our hearts racing? What's behind that? We can acknowledge that it's happening,
Yes.
but are we asking ourselves why? Is it worth it?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do I want to allow work to impact me when I go home to my family, and vice versa? How do I want to allow what's happening within my home, my arguments with my spouse, my battles with my kids? How do we want to let that impact work? We need to have awareness. How are issues within ourselves or within our external world impacting our children?
Mm.
We have to be aware of what is behind our actions or inactions.
Yes.
What is the value of that? Is it worth continuing? Is it worth hiding for? Is it worth working through?
Yes.
And I think then we can make choices that impact our present moment and ultimately our futures.
Yes. Absolutely. So, if this spoke to you in any way today, if you're watching this over the next weeks or whenever you watch this, remember you didn't land here to watch this by accident. It was sent to you, right? Sometimes I see these messages online too, like random messages. It just beautifully fits where I am at that point. I don't know if you get those. It just
Your change of topic today is a perfect example of that.
oh, see,
This is not the topic I was prepared to discuss.
Yeah.
I had lots of notes on a different topic, but there was a reason why this topic came up with me today. And I'm
Beautiful.
willing to embrace that.
Beautiful. Yeah, because I looked at it. Nobody signed up to be with me today, so I thought I was going to be alone today. So I said, okay, what did I do today? That, like, what am I doing this weekend? What is it happening in my life? And how can I show them that I'm a real person authentically? I do have bad days, and I do have sad days, and I do have best days, right?
Mhm.
So how can I show the people that I have gone through journeys to get to where I am, and those journeys have been not the easy journeys. They've been pretty hard journeys. But at the end of the day, we all come to whenever it's our time. There's no rush to get to God, right? God doesn't force us to make a timeline and say, you have to come to me here and this time. It's your own journey. So whenever that happens to you, at whatever state you are in, it doesn't even have to be my words that I said. I started with the belief and the trust and the surrender, and then I went into commitment. Who knows what the next level of relationship I'm going to have with God next is, right? But for you, it might be different things that are happening, and you arrive when you arrive, and God doesn't force anybody to get there fast or slow. It's not timed. It's your journey.
It's
So,
about, yeah.
So thank you for saying that. This also came in surprisingly, but nicely fitted for where you're at. So final line I want to say today is that if you're here and watching this, it's not an accident. Share with us what you're feeling. If you don't believe in God, take what is coming for you and work with it as you please, and however you fit into your, higher power. There's always a higher power, that I believe, right? It doesn't matter who you're believing, there's a higher power for all of us. So the last line I want to say is that belief for me opened the door. So Judy, belief started opening the door towards meeting God, and then commitment is where I finally that feel like I'm so close now, and then also where I want to live from now on is the commitment to God. Is from where I want to lead. Not commitment to people, not commitment to my project, not commitment to what I'm doing, but commitment to God. That is the shift that I had in the last 2 days.
That's great.
Yeah. How about yourself? What do you want to say?
I think I've already said.
Tell us one line that somebody can remember.
One line that somebody can remember.
Yeah. Seemed like you had beautiful things about faith and awareness. You've said so many things to us about those two things.
Having faith beyond our own choices and decisions gives us freedom to make choices and decisions that are going to guide us better into our futures with success. Because we're having faith that when we are in full faith and when we are committed, we are setting ourselves up to be able to receive guidance from our higher power, from God, which will allow us to be able to have faith in the decisions that we make, that they are in line with His plan.
Yes.
Because it's His plan that's going to be the outcome.
Yes. Absolutely.
Regardless of what we're trying to maintain and control right now.
Absolutely. Thank you. And if you're watching and you say, this is not the order you meet God, it's just my order, right? It's just Judy's order, how we met God and how we accepted, or we got accepted by God. It's each of us have our own journey. So there's not a right or wrong, or this is not the way it is, or that not the way it is. It's just the way it is for me, and it is the way it is for Coach Judy, and see what is the way it is for you, because there's always another ways for each of us. So thank you, Judy, for coming and joining me today, even though it wasn't the topic you were going to speak on. We have to make another date. You have to choose another date to come and share that. And then thank you all for watching, and have a blessed weekend. Enjoy and take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.